Hey everyone, Ruben with SuperSprings International here. Today we're going to be installing Coil SumoSprings on this 2018 Ford Explorer. Now, Coil SumoSprings are a great suspension upgrade for any coil sprung vehicle. They do help reduce sag, sway, and road vibration, but it is important to know the correct sizing before you make your purchase, which is why we provide a printable coil gap tool online at superspringsinternational.com. Now, the reason I say this is because each gap in coils for any vehicle is different depending on the size of the vehicle, the age, and how it's driven. But for today's video, we're going to be installing the front and the rear. So here we have our box with our Coil SumoSprings, just like you receive at home. In the box, you'll see your pair of Coil SumoSprings along with the instructions and a sticker pack. Now, it is important that you do scan the QR code in the back of the sticker pack for your warranty to register your Coil SumoSprings. Now, prior to the video, we did take our measurements for this vehicle, but for today's sake, I am going to be showing you how to take that measurement for your Coil SumoSprings for your vehicle. Now, prior to the measurement, it is important that your vehicle is on a leveled surface, it is unloaded, and it's not jacked up in the air. All right, so here we have the front coil of the vehicle, and as you can see, it is a pretty tight fitting. So a quick little tip would be to fold the paper in half with the measurement. Now, you want to make sure that you measure the center of the coil, as this is where the Coil SumoSpring is going to fit. You don't want to measure too low because that could get you an incorrect sizing. So you want to make sure you put the folded paper like so. As you can see, this one does have a little too much play, which you don't want. You want something a little bit more tight fitting. So we're gonna go up a couple sizes. And as you can see, this one is a tight, snug fit. So today we are gonna be installing the CSS 1125 on this. All right, so here we have the vehicle jacked up with jack stands underneath. The reason why we do this is because it does provide an easier installation of the Coil SumoSpring. Now, a quick tip before you install is it might make it a little bit easier if you spray down the Coil SumoSpring with some soapy water along with the coil spring here. Now, as you're gonna install it, you wanna make sure the groove that is deeper is on the bottom side. Then you just want to wrap the coil spring like this, insert the deeper groove, then wedge the top, and then start feeding it through. Now you want to feed it through until it is centered, like so. All right, so here we are in the rear of the vehicle. We did take our measurement prior, so this one is gonna be using the CSS 1069. The vehicle is already jacked up, so we're just gonna be repeating the same process as we did in the front. Remember, deeper groove on the bottom. You wanna just wrap it around and then pop it right in. Feed it through the coil. And then you want to make sure it is centered, and just like that, should pop in a few seconds. All right, just like that, the vehicle is back on the ground, installed with both front and rear Coil Sumos. As you can see, it did only take a couple of minutes. You can install this in your own driveway. Now, if you are interested for a set for yourself, feel free to check the link down below. And until next time, journey better.